Okay, we're on page 167 in your book, Applying Color to an Image. You can color anything realistically in Photoshop by using different opacity levels and blending modes. In this part of the lesson, you'll take a grayscale image and tint it with color. Understand that you can also paint color images to change the color of an object, like clothing for a catalog, or just to add interesting tints for mood and effect. We're going to go ahead and open O3. So, File, Browse in Bridge, and we're going to open this one. And we're going to say, let's see, double click on the Zoom tools in the Tools panel on the Zoom tool. Right here, Zoom, double click. Oh, I got to say OK first. Okay, so here's, that's the Dodge tool. Here's Zoom. Double click it. To change the view to 100%. You can also go here, View. There, I'm going to do that. Fit on screen, then you can see it better. Image mode, RGB color. Image menu, mode, RGB color. This will not change the visual look of the image, but in order to colorize a grayscale image, it needs to be in a mode that supports color channels. So now let's go ahead and save it as a work file. File, Save As, and it's _ work. If you don't see the swatches panel, choose Window Swatches. So there we go. I'm going to put my brushes back over. Select the brush tool and right click on the canvas to open the contextual. Okay, brush tool. Okay, and it says right click on the canvas to open. Okay, so I'm going to right click. Right click, here we go. The contextual brush preset picker and select the soft round brush. It's the first brush. Okay, well, whatever. Let's just choose. Mine appear to be out of order. Let's just go with this one. Okay. We want the size to be 25 and the hardness to be 5. So 5 for hardness and size is going to be 25. Let me try that again. Size is 25. Okay. Using the opacity slider in the options bar, change the opacity of the brush to 85%. That'll make it more visible. Position your cursor over a brown color in the swatches panel. I'm going to go here with a dark, cool brown. Using the brush tool, paint the boy's hair. Notice that at 85%, the color is slightly transparent, but still contains some of the image information underneath. You'll now paint the boy's hair more realistically. So when I click here, you can see a little bit, but it doesn't look realistic. So we're going to go File, Revert. to return to the image to the last saved version, and we're going to leave the file open. Changing blending modes. Opacity is one way to alter the appearance or strength of a brush stroke. Another method is to change the blending mode of the painting tool you're using. The blending mode controls how pixels in the image are affected by painting. There are many modes to select from, and each creates a different result. This is because each blending mode is unique, but also because the blending result is based upon the color you're painting with and the color of the underlying image. In this section, you will colorize the photo by adjusting the opacity and changing the blending mode. Make sure the swatches panel is forward and the brushes tool is selected. Okay, we're good to go. Make sure that you still have the brown color selected in the swatches panel. I do, I believe. I'll click on it again just to be sure. In the options bar, change the opacity to 50. Select color from the mode drop-down list. Right here, color. This is where you select various blending modes for your painting tools. Color is close to the bottom. Use the brush tool, paint over the boy's hair. Notice that the strength or opacity of the color varies according to the tonality of the painted area. This is because using the color blending mode you selected, color, retains the grayscale information in the image. Where the image is lighter, the application of the brown color is lighter, and where the image is darker, the application of the brown color is darker. Finish painting the brown here and then choose File, Save at this point so you can experiment with painting in blending modes. So go ahead and finish coloring his hair brown. Okay, and you can, why don't you pause the video and make sure you paint it brown, all of it, okay? Experiment with different colors to colorize the photo. Try using different modes with the same color. I'm going to do Control-S to save. Okay, now go ahead and experiment. Some modes may have no effect at all. Experiment all you want with painting at this point. You could choose Control-Z to undo a brush stroke that you don't like. Or use your history panel also. So go ahead and experiment with all of the modes. Not those modes. All of the, what file was it under? Oh, just the options up here. We chose color. So go ahead and experiment. Choose them each one and try coloring his hair and see what you come up with. And you should have already saved it so at this point. So now we're going to go to File, Revert. Well, anyway, the eyedropper tool. The eyedropper tool is used for sampling color from an image. This color can then be used for painting or for use with text color. In this section, you will sample a color of another image to colorize the boy's face. Make sure that your work file is still open, and let's go open 04. This one here. Window arrange 2 up vertical. Window arrange 2 up. Well, it's horizontal, vertical, same thing. Click on the title bar for the 04 image to bring that image forward. This one here. Choose the eyedropper tool and position it over the boy's face and the color image. So we want to do the eyedropper tool right here. Okay. Click once on his left cheek. The color is selected as a foreground color in the Tools panel, and you can see that right over here. Select the brush tool. Then using the options bar at the top, make sure that color is selected. Brush, color for the options. Yep. From the mode, and then opacity is at 15%. Position your cursor over the image to see the brush radius size. Press the right bracket key several times until the brush is approximately 150 pixels wide. You can see the size reflected in the options bar. We want to go to 150. There we go. Click on the title bar for the O3 work right down here. And with the brush tool selected, paint the boy's face with the color you just sampled. Paint without releasing the mouse to give the face a good coverage of color. So I need to scroll down over here. Now I'm on page 172. Keep in mind that you have an opacity setting of 15%, which means that you can build up the skin tone color by painting over areas again. You can sculpt the image by adding more tone in the areas where you want more color. So we can see how that works. You go over it again, it makes it darker, or puts more color into it. With your brush tool still selected, hold down the Alt key and then sample the blue color from the striped shirt in the color image. So we want the brush tool, we're going to hold down the Alt key and point here in this color image and click. And notice how the foreground color changed. With your brush tool still selected, okay, we already did that. Press the left bracket until the brush size is 60. Okay. Press the number 5. By pressing 5, you change the opacity to 50. It changed right up here. This works with all values. For instance, you can press 43 for 43% and so on. Position the paintbrush over one of the boy's eyes in the grayscale image and click and paint it blue and repeat with the other one. Now, my brush is too big. Okay. Then repeat with the other eye and then go ahead and save and close.